Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about whether or not the Biden administration is following the science, because we're seeing that in headlines now. They've made a decision, and they're getting pushback from medical professionals and from scientists about it. And we're going to take a look at whether or not that's actually what's going on, or this is another case of the media playing into narratives that already exist because they don't want to take the time to explain the real issue. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Biden administration has made it pretty clear that they want Americans to receive their booster shot before the U.S. starts really pumping doses overseas. Now, they're getting pushback from medical professionals on this, but is it on the grounds of science in the way that we've been talking about it? Not really. What it boils down to is 2 doses, being fully vaccinated, as the way we've been talking about it. That's really effective. You have a greatly reduced chance of suffering the most negative outcome, and you're at lower risk of infection. A booster shot just makes it more effective. There's no debate over that. The question doesn't really come from that perspective. It comes from a medical ethics perspective. You're pretty well covered being fully vaccinated here in the U.S. You have a greatly reduced chance of suffering the most negative outcome. There are people overseas who have not had the ability to get a first shot, and we're looking at getting our third. That's the question. It's about ethics, about what you do with science and whether or not that's bad. And that's really what this boils down to. Now, the question is, what are we supposed to do? Most people who watch this channel probably hold the view that beyond America's borders do not live a lesser people. And this is where we run into that intersection of ideology and reality again. The U.S. government is going to look at the science through a nationalistic lens. So they're probably going to want to take care of Americans first. It's not right. I don't think that that's the best move, but I also don't think that's something that's going to change. It might, and I'd be happy to see it. There are ways to get the most vulnerable populations in the U.S., get them their booster shot, and send doses overseas at the same time. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. Odds are we're not going to, though. Odds are the Biden administration is going to focus on Americans first, right? Oddly enough, they actually will do the America First thing. So what does that mean for us? Should we say, no, I'm not going to do it? Send it overseas. You can, from a moral standpoint, sure. But is that actually going to help the people over there? Is that going to make them get it faster? No, it's going to slow it down. If the political powers in the United States decide that the move is to vaccinate Americans with a booster shot before sending it over, if you want to help those over there, go get your booster shot as soon as possible. Speed the process along. Because if that's what the politicians decide, if they're going to view it through that nationalistic lens, all you're going to do by waiting in some form of protest is delay them getting it over there. So the right move, to me anyway, morally, would be to get it as soon as possible. Now, I wouldn't go out and advocate for the booster shots right now, not for everybody at least. But when they become available, if the U.S. stance is that we're going to get everybody in the U.S. first, just go get it. Just go get it quickly so they can begin getting it overseas. If you hold out in hopes of putting pressure on them to change their tune, it's probably not going to work the way you think. They're going to see more vaccine hesitancy. They're going to see it through an entirely different lens. So they're going to push even more heavily and keep more doses here. So anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.